to the welfare of the forest dwellers of Kerala. The next slide, please. And here we're seeing the brutal crimes done against the Hindu gurus from November 7th of 1986. 5,000 Hindu sadhus were killed in police action, and from 1982, 16 males and one female Hindu sannyasi of Ananda Marg pulled out and burned alive on a bridge in broad daylight. The next slide, please. Here is a picture of Swami Lakshmananda Saraswati and 4 of his disciples who were murdered in the state of Odisha in India. And he was a highly revered spiritual leader who lived a life dedicated to the welfare of forest dwellers, the Vanivasis of Kandamal. Swami Premananda in 2011 was killed in Kudalur Central Prison, and he has been imprisoned on false charges of rape. And on the 1st of September 2013, Asaram Bapu was arrested on false charges. On 10th August in 2014, in the 21st century, Pakistan and Afghanistan have less than 1% of Hindu population. And once they were entirely Hindu populated nation, Hinduism survived in India because of the tyaga of Naga sadhus and protected Hindus and temples during the invasions, like in Vrindavan and Kashi, by sacrificing their lives. Today, the Naga sadhus are beaten and killed on the way to the very same street. From the 19th of November 2014, police killed 6 disciples of Saint Rampal and arrested Saint Rampal and sentenced him to life imprisonment. This is Sri Ragareshwara Bharati, one of the Hindus who had worked for the revival of Hinduism, who was framed on false case of rape in 2014. The Mutt denied all accusations from the start, and on March 31st, 2016, the court dismissed rape charges against the seer. The next slide, please. And again, the cultural genocide continued, with Swami Avimukhteshwarananda in the September of 2015. And in 2016, Hindu priest who was beheaded in the Panchgarh district in Bangladesh. In 2017, 30 disciples of Ram Rahim were killed by the state police. In 2018, Palhari Baba jail term was till death on false allegations of rape, and he was a great yogi who lived on fruits, and hence his name was Palhari. And Swami Tattva Bodhananda, a disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati, a yoga guru and guru Vedanta Adhikari, has brutally been sickled to death by mob lynchers in Puducherry. This is the death of the Hindu priest who was beheaded by Islamic State in Panchgarh district in Bangladesh. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. Let us now understand this video on the cultural genocide on Hindu Gurus.
It is recorded in Vedic times there were 56 deshas, or Hindu nations, all all children were educated through Gurukul, living with the enlightened masters. But most recently, there has not been even a single Hindu nation surviving to today. Not India, not Nepal, no place. In previous centuries, India faced relentless invasions of marauding barbarians, raping and pillaging for over 1,000 years. More than 500 million Hindus brutally murdered. Most other major global traditions have nations, countries where their lives and practices are protected today. Hindus have no such place. In many countries today, it is in fact very dangerous, deadly, to be Hindu and to live a Hindu lifestyle. Even in India, many Hindu practices, teachings, teachers, rituals, traditional healing systems, and temples are legislated and discriminated against under so-called superstition bills through media and in so many other organized ways. Even up to the recent past, the treatment of great Hindu incarnations and modern Hindu gurus and their spreading of the great teachings of Sanatana Hindu Dharma has faced relentless slander and attacks from anti-Hindu forces through Jnana Sambandar, Adi Shankara, Ramanujacharya, Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, Ramana Maharishi, Swami Yogananda, Satya Sai Baba, Srila Prabhupada, Osho, Nityananda Swami, the Shankaracharyas, and Asram Bapu, to number just a few. In fact, every single prominent Hindu guru and organization has been illegally slandered and attacked throughout the history. Hindus live the principle of ahimsa, that is true, and it shows across the planet in the ability of Hindus to peacefully and productively lead in all populations around the world. But what are Hindus to do amidst the constant threat of physical security, violent attacks and murder, destroying their very way of life and demanding an end to Hindu existence? Is any more evidence needed? The world may not be aware, that is true, of the relentless, brutal attacks against the Hindu way of life that continues to today. But for how long will we leave it as someone else's problem, turn the other cheek, and pretend that it's safe to be a Hindu today? Pretend that the lifestyle is not under threat, that our gurus are not systematically attacked, that our very life and existence is under threat, with the only demand that we cease living as Hindus. It is the only demand. Do not live. Do not live as Hindus. Do not live at all. And then we will stop killing you. Hindus have always carried the tradition of responsibility. Every member of the community was expected to at least end their lives of society as sannyasis, serving the highest purpose of the society for all, to complete their family responsibilities and 9-to-5 careers and commit to serving the highest needs of all the members of the society, to set the example for what is most important, to set the example through their actions, which we all know speaks the loudest, to get involved in the revival of the enlightened ecosystems of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and the world's only Hindu nation. Email to contact@kailasa.org. If you feel responsibility is a power, you make your life successful.
Yes. Now moving on to the next slide. And once again, Swami Lakshmi Varatirtha Swami, who had been attacked by the anti-Hindu militant forces. Swami Lakshmi Varatirtha of Udupi died in 2018. Hospital releases the report that he was actually poisoned, and no one was convicted against on his attack. And of course, nobody was convinced that he had committed suicide. But that is the narrative that the media mafia had tried to create. If the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had not withdrawn from Indian society, they would have done the same to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The next slide, please. And again, the attacks against the Hindu sannyasis and Hindu gurus is continuing even into 2020, last year. If we see 15th of April 2020 in Maharashtra, a mob of over 100 people had killed 2 sannyasis in Palghar. On the 16th of April in 2020 in Bihar, an 80-year-old Swami Hindu was murdered in Bihar. And on the 25th of April in 2020, monks attacked in Hoshalpur ashram in Punjab. On the 27th of April in 2020, 2 more Hindu priests were brutally killed in Uttar Pradesh. On May 22nd, 2020, Hindu monks were murdered in Nanded ashram. And then 85-year-old sadhu or monk was murdered inside his monastery on the June 9th, 2020. And of course, the list goes on even after June 2020. Now, we'll be understanding why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, despite so much of persecution, is insisting and persistently ensuring that we all revive Kailasa. Why Kailasa is the next subject of the next segment in today's program. We'll be continuing on this segment on the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and we'll be right back with you after a short break.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
Yes, Nityanandam, welcome back after that very short break. I request all the viewers once again to stay tuned and to ensure that you're spending a few minutes today sharing the link of the UN report that they have published on the Human Rights Commission website for the UN, where they have recognized the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Please also, when you're sharing, use the hashtag UN recognizes the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, against the SPH, and also the hashtag against Hindu persecution. And during this ongoing July Hindu Persecution Awareness Month, we are, as Kailasa across the world, is ensuring that we are using this platform and also in various other platforms, how the Hindu Holocaust is ongoing and what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing to bring the Holocaust to the awareness of the international audience. So yes, let us now continue where we left off. In the previous segment, we had been reviewing, seeing the harsh details of what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has undergone, despite having healed millions of people. What torture and brutal, insensitive treatment the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has gone through at the hands of the anti-Hindu militant terrorists. Now, let us watch this brief video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining to us more on the Hindu Holocaust.
This time, I am ready and I am already sacrificing my life, doing tyaga, sarva parityaga, for this cause of reviving ancient Hindu enlightened civilization, Kailasa. And I beg all the Hindus outside India, Hindu diaspora all over the world, give me 2 kids from each family. It is time we start building next generation Hindus who understand the Hinduism authentically, originally, and revive, bring legitimacy to Hinduism in every field. All the Hindu diaspora, Hindus settled all over the world, it is time to wake up from the illusion and delusion. It is time to choose enlightenment pill. Stop living in delusion and illusion, not realizing it is the matrix. Wake up and choose enlightenment. I am not asking your money, I am not asking your luxuries, I am not asking your comforts. Actually, I am asking your kids. It is going to be more work for me. If I am working now 20 hours a day, with more Gurukul Balasans, I will have to be working 24 hours a day, 24/7 a day. I am only asking more work and more responsibility.
We can go on to the next slide.
Poland. Swamiji, what happens when I do Salva Parityaga?
I manifest in you completely as Paramashiva and Parashakti. When I manifest, I live the very life I am radiating in Maha Kailasa in you. You became a boon, blessing for the planet Earth. You became my vehicle. You became my Vahana. You became my body. You embody me, Paramashiva. You became a great blessing for yourself and for the whole universe.
We can go on to the next slide. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. We can go on to the next slide. I invite all of the viewers, if you are understanding what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has undergone and what he is doing for the world, is absolutely, it's absolutely horrendous. The amount of treatment and the crimes against humanity that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has undergone himself and all of the men, women, and the disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at the hands of the anti-Hindu militant forces. And the United Nations has finally recognized the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as the world's foremost advocate for the empowerment of women and children, how much he has done for protecting Hindu women and children, and ultimately what the anti-Hindu militant forces are doing against Hindu women and children of Kailasa, and continuously berating the denial of human rights, of basic human rights against the women, children of Kailasa. I request each and every one of the viewers to take a few minutes now and share the link for the UN report and let us ensure that the truth about the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is told to the world. Yes, we can go to the previous slide. Let us now watch the beautiful sharings from different participants of the Inner Awakening programs and the Paramashri Bohan programs that have happened over the course of the last 2 decades, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has continuously been aiding and healing the whole world. It is such a beautiful way that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously uplifting, transforming, and inspiring each individual, each human being to live a higher ambition in their lifestyle and uplift the quality of life for every human being. So let's watch a few videos
I
on.
came to Swamiji 4 years back. I was very sick. My liver failed. Doctors left the hope. Then Swamiji cured me, bring down the creatinine level, and slowly within 6 months he cured me. I did not pay Swamiji 1 rupee. That kind of service Swamiji has done to me. From that day, I have become a faithful servant of Swamiji. Today, what I am hearing about Swamiji is very painful to me because all that he is doing for the mankind, whoever it is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, whatever it is, he is doing the entire world the good thing. Then I do not know, I don't see any reason why Swamiji should be punished like that. It is not at all humanitarian. Some humanitarian organization should take it up and fight the right of the Swamiji or Swamijis in India. Thank you.
As you can see, this man's sharing of how he has been, how his liver had entirely healed. Without having given anything to Swamiji, Swamiji had literally healed and just simply uplifted this man from what he was suffering from extremely, excruciatingly at that time. We'll now continue and watch the next video.
Nityanandam, everybody. I'm Ma Pranava from Oman. Actually, today I'm not here to talk about myself and my experience, which I have of 7 in IAs. But today I'm here to talk about my mother-in-law, Srimati Lakshmi Devi Trignanam, and the miracles which IHE has created for her. And my mother-in-law, Lakshmi Devi Trignanam, was in wheelchair for past 8 years, and this is the 9th year running. And she had a hip fracture and was not able to move freely. And when my husband Shri Priyan, that is her eldest son, told that she has to do inner awakening, she was a bit panicky, all because that she was not able to move. Who will look after her? She has to visit the washroom every 15 minutes. And then when the first day, she asked Swamiji, this is her problem. And immediately he said, I am there, don't worry. Before this 21 days, I will see that you will walk. And today you can see her, the miracle happening. She's no more in that wheelchair. I mean, she was not able to get up herself. She needed help and not able to walk because she was scared where she will slip and fall. And today she's walking without anybody's help, only with the walker. And Swami yesterday, he said, today he will make her walk without that walker also. And we are just eagerly waiting for that miracle to happen. 2 years back, I brought my mother with the same condition. She had extreme gout problem. She was a heart patient with a block. The same miracle happened with her, and this is an experience I wanted her also, my mother-in-law also, to experience. And she is extremely happy, and she has no words, Swamiji. Actually, she had prepared to talk, but suddenly she became scared of talking. Extremely grateful and thankful, Swamiji. And I want everybody in this, especially people of Karnataka, to see this miracle happening, and everybody can experience that. And Karnataka, please open your eyes wide and look into this. And media especially has to open the eyes and look into this miracle. And nobody else can do except our incarnation, Paramahamsa Nityananda. Nityananda Swami Ji ki Jai! Nityananda Swami Ji ki! Nityananda Swami Ji ki! Thank you, Swami.
In this video, we saw how literally after 30 years of being bedridden and complete paralysis, a woman who was able to walk just with one initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This is a power of the healing from the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. Let's go on further and hear the sharing of more participants and more disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
I had one participant running up to me just a few seconds ago. She is feeling overwhelmed with gratitude with what has just happened to her 30 minutes ago. So I'm going to read it for her. She has written it, a miracle that she just experienced. This is Ma Nitya Premanandini from Studio City, California. She's saying that 10 years ago, I'm just going to read it verbatim, the way she has written. 10 years ago, I had an unavoidable surgery, which caused me to go blind in my right eye. For all these years, I have had no more than 5% vision in that eye. During my first inner awakening in 2010, Swamiji said, I will heal you. I continue to try every therapy I could find as well as working on my spiritual path. Just about 30 minutes ago, as I'm listening to these testimonials, I am looking at the hall and wondering why everything is looking so bright. I'm seeing so many more dimensions. So I put my hand over the left eye and saw for the very first time in 10 years colors and vision through my right eye. Especially the peripheral vision, which had been completely dark, she now has a vision, her right eye is back. She is expressing her immense gratitude to Swamiji for the miracle which has just happened to her.
Once again, a beautiful sharing that is absolutely miraculous, where vision was restored to a woman. Yes, let's continue on with the next sharing.
So I got sick, and I was just burning in fever, and I just went that night for darshan, and I asked Swamiji, I'm burning. Can you please just heal me? And he put his hand on my forehead, and I had this amazing experience. And as soon as the darshan was over, we walked out, and immediately the fever just dropped from my body. Like I could actually feel my whole body getting cold again. I could open my eyes. So this was very powerful for me.
I didn't know anything about Hinduism and gurus, but I have found, that it has been incredibly helpful. So I haven't felt like it's a segregated religion and that I had to kind of, get away from who I am. But I found that it's really just helped me become strong, healthy, fit, and smart. I'm still learning a lot about it. I've also heard people saying that, Swamiji brainwashes him and be careful of all of this and that kind of thing. But I would have to say I could not disagree more with this. I know Swamiji is not taking me away from my background and culture. He is, in fact, enhancing it. He knows more about me than anyone else does. And the specific healing and process he has brought me through is only for me. So no one else could go through this, because what he's doing is he's actually lifting me up to my higher self. So I am of English descent, and he has removed the obstacles for me realizing the strength of my background and where I come from. He's doing this even though the English have not been kind to Hindus throughout history. So this is happening because he's actually just sharing the science of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which is a science for enlightenment. And so it doesn't segregate, it's not forceful, and it's not racist, it's not violent, but it's only like positive. So no matter who you are, what it will do is it will bring you to your higher self, and it will empower you for a better life. And it will also definitely bring you to your life so that you can live out your life mission effectively.
Yes. And also we had seen the health recovery results of from before inner awakening and after inner awakening, how literally more than 50%, more than even 60% of participants had seen recovery in various different aspects of their life, including if they had been suffering before from depression or anxiety, or if they had been suffering from chronic fatigue, or if they've been suffering from even arthritis in various stages, from high blood